Streaming is dead! Long live content creation? You might be thinking that I'm talking about the same thing, and for the most part, I am. But the changes we've seen back to back this year represent a big paradigm shift for the land of streaming and video making, which affects the path to success for new creators. Let's talk about it. I'm EposVox, the stream professor, and I have long preached that in order to really find success as a creator, you can't just fire up a game stream a few nights a week, that you really need to put time into creating content on multiple platforms and really build an audience that enjoys what you make, not just the game you play or the medium you make your stuff with. This has always been met with pushback over the years, as the historical trend of Twitch's rise to popularity involved many creators more or less stopping YouTube and focusing entirely on streaming. At least on the surface. It's more complicated than that, and so many newcomers want to be able to just stream their favorite games and when they can and turn into the next ninja. It hasn't really worked that way in a long time, but I firmly believe that 2021 has completely shifted the paradigm so that it won't be that way anymore. YouTube's live streaming investments, burnout, TikTok, and more all play into this. To explain how this happened, let's rewind a year. In 2020, a pandemic was thrust upon us. The world changed, people were forced to stay at home, to work from home, or to continue as normal, depending on circumstances, and how we communicated and spent our time as a society was altered a bit. Zoom went from being a tool that I'd be asked to use for a meeting once or twice to being a household name and the primary mode of communicating for many, and live streaming sites such as Twitch, YouTube, and for a brief period, Mixer, surged in popularity. And I mean surged. I wasn't around to capitalize on it for too much because I was busy having a kid, literally 2 months into the pandemic, but viewership on the streaming sites soared, and more people started trying out streaming for themselves, be it for fun, for game streaming, for work, for taking their businesses that they usually performed in front of people online, lots of reasons. And capture cards and microphones turned into gold, and things on this side of the net were booming. Things were really going well for the streaming medium for a little while, but as summer rounded out and fall approached, the seams really started showing. And I don't know if it's bad timing or just this many people flooding into the scene, but oh boy, Mixer was shut down with partners effectively sold off to Facebook. YouTube and Twitch got into a bidding war for top streamers, and Twitch started taking PR hit after hit. It seemed that they couldn't make a decision or move that could be perceived well by the community, and that still hasn't changed a year later. Inspired by Twitch's rising numbers, yet undeterred by Microsoft's failure with Mixer, given that YouTube has had streaming for a decade now basically, YouTube really started ramping up their investment into the streaming side of the platform again. YouTube Gaming became a namesake again, though this time not a dedicated side platform like it was in 2015, but confusingly the name of the team in charge of live streaming for everyone, not just gamers. It's a mess that they really need to rebrand, but that's beside the point. Approaching the end of 2020, two major discussions kind of really set the tone among streamers: exclusivity and burnout. Turns out that staying home for months and streaming all hours of the day every day isn't healthy or sustainable. Who knew? Plus, with rising side platforms like TikTok delivering a ton of value and discoverability for creators, and the value of multi-streaming to YouTube or to news sites becoming more and more apparent in a post-Mixer niche, Twitch's 24-hour exclusivity term for their affiliate agreement and their overall live streaming exclusivity that they require of partners started to feel really restrictive and unfair to streamers, especially when YouTube didn't require any such thing of their partners. 2021 kind of started on a sour note for streaming, with exclusivity and bans carrying over from last year, followed by constant drama over Twitch's decisions and the new wave of alleged inappropriate content gaining popularity on Twitch. Yoga, hot tubs, bikinis, sexual content living under the guise of ASMR. It seemed every conversation about Twitch was a bad one. That's still the case. This hasn't changed, but creators were now leaving Twitch for YouTube streaming of their own volition due to Twitch's PR issues and decision making. This was also the time where it really sunk in just how impossible the climb could be for new streamers. Numbers kept coming out about how, at least on Twitch, there were far more streamers than ever before, and just not enough viewership to keep all of those channels populated. Having a mere 15 viewers, which I'm sorry, but whether you're making videos, Instagram posts, blog posts, or live streams, 15 concurrent viewers is not a lot of people. Having 15 viewers put you in the top 1% of streamers on Twitch, or less. While more and more people were learning about getting into streaming every day, to the extent that my local Best Buy has a more elaborate Elgato display than their entire video game collection, which is just shoved in the back corner now, the growing sentiment about streaming was souring every day as well. And then came the hate raids and the monetization issues with Twitch on top of that. Fast forward to this quarter, where more streamers announce every month that they're moving to YouTube, either by choice or with a fancy contract, including freaking Ludwig, who held the highest grossing subathon in Twitch's history, to which he has said he has never even received so much as a virtual high five from Twitch about.
Never got reached out to after the subathon. Not even like a, hey, you made us the most money anyone has ever made us in a month. Thanks. And none of that.
It's clear that things are changing. Times are changing. It's not just a shifting of live content from one platform to the other, but creators realizing that they could truly have it all without having to stream constantly. The one streamer who announced recently that they have renewed their contract with Twitch had to devote part of the announcement to talking about their new systems to avoid burnout, because Twitch was asking even more hours from them to renew their contract. It's so dumb. I'm sorry. Anyway, Twitch has failed to develop discoverability or sustainability for streamers, and has also failed to develop alternative content hosting on the site. And it's proven my statements from years ago about how streaming on its own is not a sustainable business model just to be true time and time again. The creators moving to YouTube, or multi-streaming to YouTube, or just plain investing more time into YouTube alongside their streams on other platforms are finally figuring out how the strengths of the platform truly makes them more successful and sustainable. Their health and well-being, family time, living an actual life off stream, and so on can take a priority without sacrificing success. The new content meta delivers everything a creator needs for success without requiring a constant or absurd grind of live content. Big streamer channels these days are structured to provide three main funnels for content: viewers, algorithms, etc., to lead to their success. Funnels are wide at the top and then narrow at the bottom. Think of the top of the funnel as raw discoverability to reach as many people as possible, with the bottom being the pathway for the most dedicated fans to take. These would be people who pay for the paid subscriptions or merch, your scammy skincare routines, and so on. The main funnel is, of course, their primary channel. Most big streamers had a YouTube channel already, probably with a decent following, posting at minimum clips and highlights of their live content, if not dedicated video content alongside what they do live. This is still their biggest funnel, as their best work goes here, and most of them will be streaming to this channel. Reach as many people as possible, of course. The secondary funnels are side channels for extra content. Clips channels for short excerpts on specific topics or moments from streams or videos, or dedicated shorts channels for posting YouTube shorts. I have one of these. Check it out in the description. Maybe subscribe. There's often a VODs channel dedicated to just posting full-length VODs that don't work algorithmically alongside regular content. I also have one of these. Again, also subscribe if that's kind of your thing. Some streamers have secondary channels for entirely different content niches, such as vlogs or what have you. I have a Pokemon TCG channel that you should subscribe to if that's your sort of thing. This is the last call out, I swear. These side channels are structured as smaller funnels to allow the creator to attract existing viewers to keep consuming their content with clips or streams that they missed, or new content entirely, while also building followings on secondary channels, which help build a more sustainable foundation for their business and their online presence. They also serve to potentially attract or reach new viewers and recommendations who might find specific clips or shorts relevant to them through the suggestions algorithm and end up down a rabbit hole of discovering a content creator's library on the whole. I've found quite a few streamers this way. Once momentum is gained and a content library continues to be built up, this kind of content distribution and the viewership that can be gained from it scales and scales and scales, providing the creator a massive safety net and foundation. The best part, all of this is without having to stream more and more each year. If anything, all of this supplemental content means they can stream less and less and focus more on making better streams or better additional content. That's a win for everyone, both streamer and viewer. And again, while I am focusing on YouTube here, since most of the distribution structure relies on YouTube, the streaming itself can still be on Twitch or YouTube or any other platform. It doesn't have to be streaming on their YouTube channel. We still see streamers finding tons and tons of success streaming on Twitch while editing those streams down to a nice packaged video on their YouTube channel, and then having clips and VODs and such on other channels. This is the new meta, and it's making streamers' lives so much easier. It also identifies how true a message that I've been pushing for a long time is. If you plan on going full-time in this field, you are not going to be just a streamer. That's not a thing. You're a content creator. Building that library of content that's structured for to keep gaining you views, followers, and revenue, even when you're offline, is absolutely crucial to being able to sustain this as a living or even a justifiable side job. And if you only plan on clicking start streaming and forgetting about the rest, you're gonna have a hard time. Streaming died this year as a solo genre, job, niche, whatever. Content creating is a multifaceted venture that requires doing much more than just one content type, but also means that you can have a much easier time doing so, as content can be reused and deliver far more ROI than a singular fleeting stream ever could. I think the paradigm shift really cemented this year, and I don't want you to be left behind. I've restructured and rebranded my side channels to make this easier for you, the viewer, to identify and find for yourself, and I'm structuring that so in 2022, we can seamlessly keep all of these funnels running for my content as well without me being the bottleneck for that. I've also structured the ad spot for today's sponsor. The whole focus of this video is on how the paradigm of content creation and distribution is changing and has changed, and the stability involved in it. To further lock in my own stability as a creator, I've built my own independent video site with my creator friends. The site is called Nebula, and we've partnered with CuriosityStream. Nebula features YouTube's top education creators such as Legal Eagle, Thomas Frank, and MKBHD. My videos are higher quality there, ad-free, and often extended from the YouTube versions. CuriosityStream saw what we were doing for education and wanted to form an alliance. If you click the link below, you not only get access to CuriosityStream and their library of thousands of documentary and educational content, but you get access to Nebula and all of our edutainment over there as well. 2 sites for the price of 1. Better yet, CuriosityStream is currently running a holiday promotion where you get 42% off an annual subscription. Not the usual 26, 42% off, making it less than $12 per year for both sites. Absolutely wild. While you're there, check out Messages from Space to learn about how potential broadcasts of a different kind, this time from radio waves in space, are measured, analyzed, and studied for clues about alien civilizations. Head on over to curiositystream.com/epos for the best deal in streaming and get access to both sites for under $12 per year. 42% off. It's just bonkers. Just do it. Streaming as a medium isn't going around anytime soon. In fact, video broadcast has been around for nearly 100 years at this point. But streaming as the sole job or format that you use as a creator is no longer sustainable. We're not in an era where we're watching people on Justin TV stream with Adobe Flash Media Encoder, streaming gameplay with music, and just watching them because the idea of watching it live is so unique. That was a decade ago. We're past that now. It's no longer sustainable to just do this. And I'm glad to see if people are finally listening. If you need assistance structuring your content this way or figuring out how to juggle multiple channels or anything like that, we have a Teacher's Pet secret group on my Discord server that you can subscribe to and chat with fellow creators to help build each other up, myself included. Otherwise, hit the like button and subscribe for more tech education and stream guides. Remember, be kind, rewind.